Yeah, so it's not. Yeah. They already use me. Associates, so no, it's like 6 they have to see each podcast. Yes, I think if I can see one common policy, at some point they probably got the movie in 2000 feels, and that was rising
What'd you say? What?
It was so cliche. I don't understand all this.
Well, I had them because they're basically good.
The history, just all that.
I've seen a lot. It's a sketch. What? Yeah. So yeah, the sex guy will be up there. That's a big slide because I think about outside. So like, stand with the folks. Remember, one place is
Welcome to another session of Can I Have Another? I'm Mike. We're here today at Broadway Dive between 100 and 101st for Broadway Avenue. We are here today with
Erin.
Hi Erin, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. So how would you how would you describe this bar in some sentence to someone who's never been here?
Okay, so the very first time my partner and I walked in here, which was, it'll be 9 years ago in a couple of weeks, we were both very into theater. That's how we met, and we both worked at movie theaters that put on Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so when we walked in, I looked at him and I said, "It looks like a hunting lodge for rich weirdos," which is one of the quotes from the movie. And we were like, this is our place. And I said, either I'm going to work here, I'm going to drink here, or I'm going to do both. And so I do both a lot.
We work here and drink here.
Have you been to the Rocky Horror, I don't know if they still have it, where they play the music?
Yep,
and...
I was in a cast of it for 5 years.
Okay, I might have seen you on it because I've been to that twice.
Not here, but yeah.
Okay.
We've seen it in a bunch of different cities and states and countries.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Now, do you get dressed up and go to the shows or not?
Yes, because I was at Columbia. I was a tap dancer in a previous life, and so we dress up every time, and usually we know so many of the call-outs that the cast will go to the other side of the theater because they're like, they've got that side figured out. We can go over here.
They take that seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever been to it. They are not.
Oh.
It's like a whole serious thing. There's
My
people that go
uncle
there.
used to get doing in the 70s. He used to go.
Yeah, my parents started going in the 70s and 80s. The first time I did the time warp, my mom was 8 months pregnant with me. So, no, it's totally worth it. The Broadway revival's happening right now. Joe Jett's in it. So that's going to be pretty cool. But it's not the movie, it's the show.
The play, the show.
It's interesting.
And what kind of night are people having when they walk in here?
I do my damnedest to set a vibe in here, and this bar in particular, like the other ones, the ones that have the kitchens are more lively. There's more people working. There's sport teams coming in from Riverside or Central Park. There's sports on the TVs, and yeah, we've got sports too, but we've also got some other curated media, and so I try to set the vibe that I want. I'm from Southern California. Vibes are very important to my people. I clock the vibe outside, and sometimes New York's real twitchy and weird, and I'm like, I can't have that in my bar today. So I will pick my music channel for what is going to counterbalance the weird and twitchy that's outside, so it doesn't come inside, because I want it to be comfortable in here. I want people to walk in and leave New York outside and just kind of chill out for a bit. And that's my goal, but also that's for my benefit, so that you're not twitchy and weird, so that I don't have to put up with you being like that.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone describe New Yorkers like that.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Keep your
My
twitchy.
twitchy you need in here, your twitchy you need out there.
Yeah, go over there.
Yes.
If you're gonna be like that, take it somewhere else.
Yeah, like what kind of twitchy you in today?
Yeah. Whirling dervish?
Yeah. Make sure you keep that outside. Now I can see from we met you, we met Katie, and I know the bartenders make Broadway Dive, but what else makes Broadway Dive Broadway Dive?
Our boss man Lee is, people will walk in here and glance around and comment on the decor, and I'm like, oh yeah, my boss man's a weirdo, but the right kind of weirdo and the best kind of weirdo, where it's not TGI Fridays where you slap some crap on the wall. No, the dude curates it. He is actually an artist, like an actual artist.
Yeah.
And he just moved a couple of pieces the other day because he got something new and had to move all the tchotchkes around and find the right home for everything. So it's that Lee it's a family-owned business, and I grew up in a family-owned restaurant business. Most of the places I've worked in my life have been family-owned, but that makes a huge difference, especially when the owner shows face. And like my dad worked side by side every lunch with the other employees. He was not just the dude signing the checks. That makes a huge difference. And it shows in how the business is run, how the employees act, how they treat. People come in here and I get asked at least once a week, oh, is this your bar? And I say, no, I just act like it is. Because it's its own entity, but we all have an ownership to it, even though it's not ours. It's that 7 or 9 or however many hours you're here. This is your bar, and you're in charge.
Yeah.
But you also know that Lee's got your back, and if someone's being an asshole and you kick them out and they complain, Lee is going to say, no, you were being an asshole and my bartender was right. And that also makes a huge difference as the employee. I'm not just slapping on a smile and grin and bear it and kissing your ass. No, I'm not going to let people walk all over me, because I'm in charge. It's my bar, and I'm in charge of everybody's safety and everybody having a good time, everybody having a nice vibe. And I think that's what makes a huge difference. Up until recently, there were a couple of people who went on to other things, but up until then, the least senior person at this location had been here 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And that says more than anything else, that we don't have turnover. The 6 of us that work here are committed.
Yeah, loyal.
The public is challenging. Some days are very difficult, but on an average day, I really enjoy what I do. And that also shows in the bar. This bar is different than the other 3. The other 3 are awesome and cool in their own ways. This one is just a gem.
That's the whole thing. That is better to see.
I mean, it is different because we've only been to the other one on
A dive, within a dive on 96. Yeah.
And it is a different vibe.
Yeah, we have a little bit of different freedom here because we're kind of the self-running engine, because we've all been here so long. Lee doesn't have to worry about us screwing around. He knows that we've all got each other's backs because there's only so many of us, and we're looking out for each other. We're looking out for the bar. We're looking out for the family, And our regulars, I would say, is probably about 60 or more % of our clientele.
That's a big percentage.
And so you've also got these people that you see all the time and you really care about.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I think that's what sets it apart from a lot of other bars, even our other bars.
So talking about regulars, like when you have a regular, you know how to handle, you know how everything works.
Yeah.
You know usually
I know
what
all
they,
their dirty
you know what their
secrets.
secrets are. You know what they want. Now someone walks in, like, how does that like compare to a regular? Like, is it like a totally different ball game? Like because you want them to come a regular, you want them to come
Yeah,
in.
no, I will toot my own horn. I am personable, I am amiable, I am a frickin' riot. I will draw you in. I know more fun facts than you'll ever meet another person knowing fun facts. And everyone who comes in, especially, I only do day shifts. And part of that is a specific reason that I want that back and forth with the guests.
Okay.
And I try really hard not to call them customers, and I learned that a very long time ago. You don't want someone thinking they're a walking dollar sign.
Yeah.
You know, you want them to feel like a guest, you want them to feel welcomed and comfortable, and when someone comes in and they don't suck, I will, my partner calls it full Erin, where it's, I am myself on steroids. I will tell you all my stories. I will tell you the history of the neighborhood. I will draw you in if I can, because I want you to come back because you don't suck. And that makes my life easier.
What was the word of the day? The
Twitchy?
twitchiness.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's
if you're twitchy, I don't need you here. If it's just twitchy for the day, like we all have our days.
Oh yes.
You know, but if you come in and I clock that.
So let's say that twitchiness is out the door, and the night's still crazy. Like, is you think that's just how it happened, or you think that's something they're doing from you, or?
I mean, there's the bartender belief system and full moons and Friday the 13th and all of that.
Yes.
Which, I mean, the moons, you can actually kind of do the science to that. Being from Southern California, you get the Santa Ana winds blow through, and there is a static in the air that changes people's behavior. It really, really does. That static in the air puts everyone kind of on edge. A little aggro, which if you're from Southern California, you shouldn't be aggro, but that wind comes in, and it really does affect people. So I know that when things are going on in the world, politics and what have you, that energy can follow people into the bar, and I do my damnedest to turn it off for them for a little bit, if I can.
Yeah, because no one. The bar, I feel like you come with your problems, but you want to leave with the problems either better in your mind, and you're out. And you don't have to worry
I don't
about
want to
it.
leave with those bad feelings. I want to go home, sit on my couch with my cats, and watch something stupid. I don't want to sit there and ruminate about all the trials and tribulations in the world. I hope that I've done my part for them, and that I haven't absorbed those feelings.
Yes, and that's a tough thing about being a bartender.
It's
because
not easy. Some
you never
days,
know what's walking through that door, and you say, like, it just.
I've had some. I don't know anything off the top of my head. I've had some real heavy things come in the door, and you do your best. And
To make it lighter.
Yeah, Sometimes people tell you really heavy things about their lives, and you're not just the, oh, well, I'm a bartender, I'm a therapist. It's not just that. Like, sometimes they're a lifeline, and like that's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
That's heavy, and sometimes, depending on where you are in your world that day, sometimes it's a lot, and you hope that you can both come out of it not drowning.
Yeah. And you don't want to bring, and that's someone's personal life. That's not like something that's from a TV or this world. Or
And this is someone I've known 20 minutes, but I'm already concerned and worried about them, and I'm going to try everything I can to bring them out of it, or at least
Yeah.
Try?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you could do, even though it stinks if it's still the same way, but that's what you guys do. That's what bartenders do.
Yeah.
They make it better for people. Even though you're not thinking about it, they are. They're there to talk to you and change everything. So, when people come in here, like we see the decor. When they walk in here, is it like kind of like what tornado did we hit and come in here?
I see people who open the door, take a glance in, and they make the correct decision that this is not their kind of place, and it saves me the effort. They open it, look, and they know that they're not right. And I think sometimes they're really wrong, but also I'm not going to stop you. Like, you've got your own idea of what you're doing with your day. You see the people look in the window being creeps and doing that and trying to gauge what the scene is in here. We open at noon and someone will walk in at 12:20 and I'm sitting here cutting fruit and they say, why isn't anyone else here? Because we opened 20 minutes ago? It's noon? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, we're not a restaurant. We don't have a kitchen.
Yeah. Even though you guys serve hot dogs.
Yeah.
And
awesome. I tell everyone I reheat everything with love.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
I put in the effort. I put the napkin. I use the ceramic dish because, again, Southern California, I don't like wasting stuff. So I will wash the thing instead of making trash. I make it all pretty. My coworker Brett cuts the hot dog so it looks like it's getting seared. So he puts in the effort too, you know. Day shift, you get a little bit more creative about. Why not? Zhuzh.
No, so I was going to ask, the only one that comes back here often, but since you've been here, is it someone that was that first day here has come back since?
I had a guy come in last week, and I had not seen him since before the shutdown.
Oh, really?
And he walked in, he saw me, and I went, Mark? And he's like, how the hell do you remember my name? And then I told him his last name. I was like, give me a second, hold on. And I said it. And he stood there gobsmacked for a second. And I don't know how the steel trap works, but it works. So, I'll have someone that hasn't come in forever and they come back and, even if it's not me, they're going to walk in and it's the same bar, a lot of the same bartenders. They're going to walk in and feel like nothing changed, which is kind of awesome, especially since so many other places closed.
A lot of
Closed. We're that unicorn that made it through. We did not close a single day during COVID. Not one day.
Essential workers.
I wish a bar like this was by us.
No, because we were technically a bottle shop.
Huh?
And so that first day that we were supposed to be closed, it was St. Patrick's Day and it was my shift. And instead of pouring a bunch of Guinness, I was taking all of our merch and organizing the t-shirts. And my coworkers and I were going over to the 96 location. I was like, the boss has already paid for all the produce that's going to go bad. Let's bring it here because we can stay open. We turned it into a farmer's market for 3 weeks.
That's cool though.
Yeah. I was like, he's already paid for it. Let's go use it.
Yeah, better than wasting it, yeah.
Because we didn't know what the situation was going to be, but we also know tomatoes don't last that long. Let's get the money back. But like I said, my family owned restaurants, so I always kind of think about that side too, not just, oh, well, this lemon is ugly, throw it out. I set it aside and I juice it later because we already paid for it, and I don't like waste.
Yeah.
And then I take it to the corner and compost it.
That's awesome.
That's good too.
Not to put any bad juju in here. Really don't want to put that. If this place closed, what is this neighborhood missing?
Well, it's already lost a couple of its other divey bars. The family that has been created here, and I'm not being hyperbolic. During the shutdown, a lot of people couldn't go see their families. A lot of people were stuck in the city like we were. We couldn't go anywhere. People who lived alone, people who were kind of homebodies anyway, but would come here and just kind of keep to themselves. They all relied on this place. And the loyalty and generosity that came out of our regulars during that time was insane. They would meet on the median, and they called it Dive West. They'd come get their cocktails, go sit on the median, spaced out, and that's how they all kept each other company and made sure everyone was doing okay. And, so-and-so needs groceries dropped off. Who can do it? And these are people who, they didn't know each other outside the bar, but they've all been coming here for so long that they rely on each other. And if they didn't have each other, I don't know where they'd be. I don't know where any of us would be. Chris and I wouldn't still be here if we didn't have this bar. We wouldn't have made it through the shutdown. I don't know where we'd be.
Yeah,
And so it's a lifeline for a lot of people. You don't know what someone's mental health is, and what, coming here and hanging out for a couple hours and someone asking you how you're doing, and maybe you tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Not having that would suck.
Yeah.
It would suck, to answer your question.
Sorry?
Yeah.
So how long have you been behind this bar, and what has kept you here? I mean, you described it many times, but like, how long have you been here, and what's keeps you going?
It'll be 9 years in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
I moved to New York April 10th, and I think I got hired here April 17th.
Wow, okay, that was fast.
You made an impression right away, huh?
I got hired on the spot. Yeah, Lee, I sent him my resume. I followed up, and after I emailed him, I think the first time I was just following up on my application, he told me to come meet him here, and he said, "Why do you think you'd be a good fit for this bar?" And I mean, with all the craft beer, and I'm from San Diego, I grew up during the craft beer boom. I can count on one hand how many Bud Lights I've had.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come off as bougie as some beer rep at a different bar called me when I first moved here. I was like, I can count on one hand how many Bud Lights I've had. That's not my fault, man. Like, the bar I worked at back home, we only served local on tap. I didn't have to pour a Guinness until I worked here. So, fine, bougie, I don't give a shit. I looked at Lee, and he's like, "Why do you think you'd be a good fit for here?" I'm like, "Well, you've got a lot of craft beer, and I'm from San Diego." He's like, "I don't know what that means." I know a lot about beer. I love beer, like a lot. I really, really love beer. It's delightful. And I know a lot about beer, and just from working at places that supported local breweries, you start shooting the shit with people. You start talking to other people across the industry. We have been here 9 years. When I go home, I still have all my industry friends. I still get, the hookups. I still go in and high five and hug people. And I haven't lived there in almost a decade. And you've got to keep those connections open, because you never know when you're going to need it. But also, you build those friendships and those relationships, and those carry over into other parts of your life. It just, drinking isn't just the social aspect, it's the culture of it too.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. Like the craft cocktails are not coming back up again. And before, everyone just drinks, the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Now craft drinks are coming back. It's just like you want to sip and enjoy the drink.
Yeah.
Versus just pounding it down.
And if I didn't work here, I'd go find some other place, but I wouldn't be having as much fun. I wouldn't have the kind of freedom I have. I wouldn't, again, like, someone's an asshole and I tell them GTFO, and they want to call my boss and complain, my boss is going to be like, "No, you were a dick." So, I mean, to be able to just tell somebody off when they're being a dick, and
That's
to
the best
have,
feeling, isn't it?
dude, to have that freedom. If I ever have to like learn how to reel it back in, and I've worked at schmancy places, I've had to polish glasses, I've done all that crap. I'm a t-shirt and jeans, tank top and shorts kind of gal. Yes, I'm wearing makeup because we're on the internet. But typically, my hair's in a ponytail. I come as is, and what you see is what you get with me. And I like not having to put on airs. I like not having to pretend that I'm not my full self. And here I am my full self. And I get to screw with the regulars. And
we're in the wrong profession.
Yeah.
I have so much fun here. So if I wasn't working here, I would not be having as much fun.
That's a good thing, though. You want to go to a job
And we
where
would
you
not have made it through the pandemic without it.
That's
We
true,
would
too.
not have.
I wouldn't ask what your style of bartending, but I think you pretty much just explained it.
What I do?
I was going to ask what's your style of bartending, but
Ow.
you pretty much explained it in a way, and unless you have something else to add, that'd be amazing.
I mean, about what? Just
Bartender?
bartender?
You have everything set up a certain way.
Oh, I am mentally unwell. It is set up the exact same way every day. So my dad owned a grocery store briefly in the early 60s, and then he and my mom owned a food and liquor store in Southside Chicago in the late 60s and early 70s. So they saw some shit.
Yep, on this side.
These were the stories I heard growing up around the dinner table. And so a lot of what I learned was from working in my parents' restaurants and my dad coming from a grocery background. You go into my pantry and everything's faced. Just Chris will say, hey, do we have any more of this? And I was like, yeah, this. And are you sure? Baby knows her inventory, man. And growing up in restaurants, starting at a very young age, I was running a cash register at 6 years old.
Wow, okay.
Counting back change without a calculator, doing the math myself. And learning all of the nuances and things that other people don't catch, that even though it's a dive bar, I do those little nuances. I wipe down literally every glass if it's got beer running down it. And I think about it from all the different perspectives. Me, as a bartender, I don't want beer all over my hands. So I wipe it down and I set it down. As the owner, I don't want beer all over my bar because it looks trashy. And as the customer, I don't want beer all over my hands because damn it, now I'm gross. So everything I do, I've got 2 or 3 reasons why I'm doing it. You restock the napkins. I put the folds facing out, so when you go to reach it, it's easy. But I mean, part of that's mental illness, and part of it's just the pragmatism of growing up in a restaurant family and learning all of that crap.
They instilled it in you at a young age. Now they can't take it out.
Oh man. No, my dad was relentless.
Well, look, it works now. It works.
Yeah.
You're making people's lives easier.
And
thank you, parents.
like I said, I treat this place like it's mine because I love it. I care about it. My dad never stopped being kind. He never stopped being generous. And it wasn't the whole, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. It was, I'm going to get burned and I'm going to do it anyway because one of my dad's best quotes was, all it cost me was my time. And even when it cost him money, it didn't stop him from being who he was going to be, which was a good boss and a generous, really caring dude. And I'm him in pigtails. I'm very proud of that. And I try really hard to carry on everything he taught me because, damn it, he taught me a lot.
I mean, that's a good thing. You keep it going. You keep it going straight. It works.
What else you got for me?
Let's talk about customers.
What about them? Some of them are assholes. Some of them were really disgusting. I got to kick out a dude during the pandemic who was already kind of a jerk. And when we had to have the barriers between tables, he was blowing his nose and leaving his tissues everywhere.
Oh,
And also,
man.
insult to injury, also not tipping and had never tipped prior.
Oh.
And
That's
so
one way.
this
Tip
was,
people, freaking tip your bartenders, waitresses, everyone.
I
Not that
had
hard.
Anyone who
Not that hard.
serves you.
Not that hard.
I had 6 tables. That's all I was allowed to have at the time. And he's leaving his nasty tissues, not just on his table, on the bar, over here on the sideboard. And
Even if it wasn't COVID, that was nasty.
the next time he came in, I was like, I'm not serving you. He's like, why? I'm like, because you're disgusting, first of all, and because you don't tip. And I have 6 tables. I'm going to save those for people who respect me enough to not put me in danger, who respect my bar enough to not be disgusting. And I shouldn't have to teach you these things. Because he's like, what if I tip you really good today? No, man.
Yeah, no.
I shouldn't have to teach you how not to be a disgusting twit.
Shouldn't
like-
have to beg.
I shouldn't have to. He came in a few months ago. I was like, hey man, didn't I 86 you? And he was on a date, and I had a good time with that.
Oh, wow.
I had a real good time with
I'm
that.
like, at least he tried. He tried.
Yeah,
though.
no. I was like, didn't I 86 you for being disgusting during COVID? Yeah.
So was that
Again, steel trap man. I don't forget.
was that the quickest you ever cut someone off?
No.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know the fastest I've ever cut somebody off. Yeah, I don't know.
What is the stupid reason you cut someone off?
Yeah,
That they were annoying as shit.
Okay, no, that part.
No, I 86 the guy because he was annoying. And like Lee said, because it had been months, hell, it had been a year and a half of this guy annoying all of us.
I mean, that's a long time to be
And-
annoying.
You know, he pays his bill,
Okay.
but he drove all of us crazy. He would bring in his own food, which we allow. One time he brought in a seafood boil. And I'm talking crab's legs.
Like
That's
cracking,
a-
like
that's an
cracking
interesting
shit on the
choice.
bar?
Cracking shit and eating corn and licking his fingers. And I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
No, I can't do this, dude. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
That's what did it. It was a seafood boil. That's what did it.
I mean, that's something
He
you don't
brought
eat at a
in
bar.
a
and-
seafood boil,
especially if it doesn't serve you, like, especially that's just
licking his fingers. No.
Let's say that. Don't bring seafood boils here, okay?
Yeah.
I am a very patient son of a bitch. I really am. I was not going to deal with that anymore.
That is so interesting. So, who in this bar is your most iconic regular?
Oh shit.
You know,
I don't want to give her more power.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
it rhymes with.
Say the question again because I need to know the adjective.
Describe your most iconic regular.
Yeah, I guess she wins. Her name's Rebecca. I'm going to regret this the rest of my life. She is an astrophysicist
Wow.
for Nat History Museum. She's insanely smart. She's also insanely annoying. Loves to poke the bear, push the buttons. She thinks she's hilarious and like you're one of the smartest people on the planet. And you act like a 12-year-old. And I love you for it because I fully get it. Because I am also that asshole. I just don't have the highfalutin title. But now I probably her. Because, I mean, she's an astrophysicist, dude.
I mean, that's interesting, though.
She was in...
How many of those do you ever meet, though?
Right?
Yeah.
But also, our regulars are all over the place eclectic. We've got a Columbia librarian who's a dude, and I feel like people don't realize how many dudes are librarians. It's the only reason I'm pointing
what?
it out.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because the first thing I thought was a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
you
just
think
automatic.
old lady with
Even
glasses.
though I know that.
Yeah. You think
I
of
know
the
that.
opening scene of Ghostbusters. That's what you think.
But to me, I see librarian live. You look at dude, I think of Indiana Jones because.
That too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
think
We've got
Huh?
a travel agent. Those still exist. We've got a DJ from a strip club. We have got
Okay.
someone in advertising. We've got X, Y, and Z. We've got all these people that do all these different jobs, and somehow everybody
ended up
comes
here.
together. you know, the DJ from the strip club beats everybody, including Rebecca, at Scrabble.
You see? Don't judge a book by its cover, people.
Exactly. The author Tom Robbins, I think it was Jitterbug Perfume. He has the theory about the genius waitress. And bartending or working in the service industry, you get a lot of people who assume that you're dumb, who assume you're uneducated, who assume that you're low class. Oh, what's your real job?
Yeah.
That kind of shit. And I like to think that people like me and Katie and my coworker Brett, I like to think that we push back on that, where this has been a career for us. I've done other things. I've lived other lives. I've been bartending off and on since my 21st birthday when it was legal. And that kind of condescension, first of all, it's unwarranted. You have no idea. And also, who didn't lose their job during during COVID? Hi, me. I still had a job. God bless. But
I'm sorry.
people like to make those assumptions. And one of my regulars who's sitting right below me, he will tell you that I'm one of the smartest people he knows because I know a little bit about everything. I'm a master of minutia. You know, maybe I didn't do well in school. I tested
I mean, that doesn't mean anything, though. That really doesn't. School doesn't mean anything.
But I can tell you about a lot of stuff, and I'll just be shooting the shit with you and tell you some really random fact, and you'll be like, how the hell do you know that? I don't know, man.
See, look at Jeopardy. People just need to know facts. That have nothing to do with school. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I kill at Jeopardy, man.
You see? So, school, I mean, go to school if you want to go to school. I'm saying,
yeah,
you don't. It's not everything.
The assumptions that just because you're this or that means that you
we get it.
aren't intelligent.
Well, this is why we started this, because people, like you said, look like, well, just in hospitality itself, like, you just serve us. That's it. That's all you do, serve us.
Oh, well, they get paid to do that.
Oh, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So we were just like, no, there's more to the people that are behind the bar.
Yeah.
Or waiting the tables and all that stuff. It's not just like, you're not just serving.
But also your service people are your most helpful members of society. They're the ones going out of their way to hold the elevator or the door for you, or carry the stroller up the stairs for the train, or they're the ones who, because they're service industry, they're constantly looking for acts of service to do.
Yeah,
it becomes inherent in them, and I think we're better people for it because we look for those opportunities to be helpful.
I mean, just working in customer service alone is a lot.
Patience is a virtue.
I think that's the biggest reason why. Like, you know what people go through, you hear these stories. You deal with people, not everyone's the same. And like you said, we have people, guys that do strip clubs, we have astrophysicists, you have a librarian. So many different people that come in here from different walks of life, and you just learn them, and you talk to them, and there are different ways of dealing with people. That's something that I feel like you don't serve people, you learn people so well. Yeah. And it's just like, I find that most of them don't go into like, or they don't want to, go into more like psychology jobs and psychology jobs. And it's just things that you know, like, I mean, you start learning people more than you can learn in school.
I clock people. I mean, I thought I was good before I moved to New York. I was good at clocking people, but with the parade of weirdos that walk by here and the ones that come in, oh man, I've gotten so honed in on clocking people. I can tell you, someone walks in, they're going to be a problem. And I know it without them saying a word. And just so I don't know if you've noticed that we always have Baywatch on one of the TVs.
Oh, actually, I didn't even notice.
No.
Oh, so
I see you now.
I started that 3.5 years ago as a sociological experiment. I found out that there was a Baywatch channel. We should have that on all the time, and when people get bored, we'll put on the Unsolved Mysteries channel or whatever. It's been 3.5 years. If it's not on, people complain. People will sit there and park themselves for 2 hours. If it's a 2-part episode, they're not getting up. And
that's a good experiment.
We have the subtitles on. and people get trapped, and somehow it becomes a conversation between strangers. You got the two dudes who are the same age, and they'll kind of go, huh, remember?
Yeah.
And you're like, I know what you're talking about. Or, oh, I never really watched this. I was too young. This is so silly. It's campy, fun nonsense. And the captions are outstanding, dude. You just sit there and you get sucked in, and it's great. And you know what? That makes you stay at my bar longer. Thanks.
I used to love Baywatch.
I was like, me and my friends, anytime we're away and we have a good day of drinking or night of drinking, Law and Order is the first thing we put on. Law and Order
God bless.
SUV, and we just sit there and we're just watching Law and Order SUV. SUVU, sorry.
Forensic Files is how I fall asleep, man. So soothing. But
Sure.
one of the reasons I wanted to work here when I first walked in was Turner Classic Movies is always on one of the TVs. And that's kind of like another thing that sets this bar apart. I grew up watching old movies. Why is TCM on? Oh, well, that's the TCM TV. Okay, I gotta work here now because I get to watch old movies.
Seal the deal.
Yes, please, let me.
It's kind of fun that way. I like that.
And then on my days, over the door, because that's the TV I can see from the bartender's seat, I'll put if it's Saturday or Sunday, I will put on the Ocho so that you can watch all the weird sports.
Weird sports, yeah.
And any other day I put on something paranormal because I'm not allowed to watch Aliens After Dark at home. So I watch them here during the day shift.
That's the rule.
That's
Oh,
the
okay,
house
okay.
rule. I'm not allowed.
Let's bring up the Ocho, which is kind of weird. I'm bringing up a guy who had no arms, no legs.
Oh, I know.
Wait,
Wait, is that where he's from? He got charged for murder?
He got charged with murder. Yeah, he was a number one cornhole player. And he was a champion on Ocho all the time.
I don't know that's where he's from. I just heard
Why
that.
would you piss that away, man?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, one, I don't even know how he shot a gun there. So maybe I'm like, okay, he can shoot a gun. Like, why? Like, who pissed you off?
Yeah. I mean, God, obviously, but
So that was interesting. Just talking about the Ocho.
I've never seen that channel or the show.
Yeah, it's actually, it's from the movie.
dodgeball.
Yeah, Dodgeball.
I've seen Dodgeball.
They talk about the Ocho, like how the weird sports are obscure sports. Yes.
That I never remember.
I drink my own urine. Why? Because it's sterile and I like the taste. I'm gonna go home and watch that.
Yes.
I
That's a
know,
great
I
movie.
haven't seen it in a while, so I'm just like, I remember like some of it. So I'm like,
Rip
now when I hear it,
torn.
I'm gonna be like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, what's one of the most memorable moments in this book?
Whether good or bad, I
Bad, bad, good.
I'm gonna try and pick one that's not bad. I've got a few bad ones, and like I said, I normally don't have bad things here. You'd have to think on that for a second.
All right, we could always go back to that
Let's go
question.
back.
Oh, no. I had this group of runners. It wasn't the hashers, but it was a different group of runners. You know how the hashers are runners with a drinking problem? It was a different group.
No, I never even heard of this.
They came in, and it was a group of 30. And I work alone, I work days. This group of 30 comes in on a Saturday. Some of them look very young. I'm going to ID every single person. I know they're all going to want separate tabs. I know it's going to be just the next 45 minutes I'm going to be rolling my eyes without. And they walk in, I'm like, all right, everybody in a line, give me your ID, give me your ID. Here's a beer menu. Here you go, here you go. We got all their IDs done. Start, like, everybody buddy up for a tab. Nobody gets their own tab, buddy up. And I got everyone their drinks very quickly. By the end of their visit, they were chanting my name, literally. And then the next year, they came back, they walked in, and they were like, Erin, Erin.
Awesome.
I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they even wrote a review. They're like, we were chanting her name. Like, that's how cool she is. And, like, you carry that for a couple of days. You're like, oh, it made me feel pretty and special. Thanks.
That is a good one. That's a good story.
Yeah.